Can you see my PowerPoint screen?
Can, madam.
Can Can Boleh Pas saya share window je kan? So maksudnya kat situ. Okay, so you look at the first questions here. Okay, so we have the questions on the limits. So kita ada questions on the limits. Okay, so you look at the first examples. Okay, so we have the part A and part B. And part A is 25% and the part B is 75%. Okay, so I hope that you already answers your questions. You just want to mark your answers. Okay, so you first of all, if you look at the first question, so the questions A, so when x approaches negative infinity, so we are going to use the direct substitute first. So we always use the direct substitute. So you get the 13 over 19. So ini kita buat direct substitute. Okay, so you have 2 marks. So K1, J1. Okay, easily to get the marks. Okay, so class, so whenever you have the limit, so you start with direct substitute first. So you see what cases. So kalau the answers that the limit that we can get from direct substitute, then you just direct substitute. Okay, so if you look at the second question. Okay, since this one, if you do direct substitute, okay, negative infinity, you will notice that you will have the infinity over infinity cases. Okay, so this is the case when x approaches negative infinity, the x is less than 0, right? So that means the x is equivalent to negative square root of x squared. Okay. Okay, so you see that the highest value is the square root of x squared. So you may choose, okay, to substitute to divide by both sides as x equal to negative square root of x squared, or you may write as minus x equal to the square root of x squared. Also can. So for these cases, so I choose to use this. Okay, so I divide by x. Then this one is negative square root of x squared. Or, okay, you have the alternative. You may say that you divide by minus x over square root of 3x squared plus 4 over square root of x squared minus 5, 1 over negative x. So you have two alternatives. Okay, one is divided. Okay, you highlight here. Okay, whenever you have the x approaches negative infinity and you involve the third. Okay, so please take notes that. Okay, so you may divide it by negative x squared and x here, or you divide it by square root of x squared and divided by negative x. Okay, boleh? Then the rest it should be no problem lah. Okay, so you just do the normal process that you do. Okay, so you divide it. So you divide with K1, you simplify, and then you evaluate, you substitute the value, and you will get the final answers. So all of this, the question is 4 marks. So this is the questions of 4 marks here. Okay, boleh? Okay, so the second question is the case that when I do the direct substitute, I get the cases 0 over 0. So if I get 0 over 0, actually I have two ways, right? One is the multiply conjugate, the other one is the factorizations. So the other one is the factorization. So we will have this, we multiply with the conjugate. Okay, Once you multiply conjugate, you get a mark. Okay, after that, you expand. You just expand the place that we have the conjugate form. So we have the x square minus the y square. So that's why I will have my 3x minus 2 minus 4. Okay, so after that, you multiply conjugate and you try to factorize your x minus 2 because you have to throw away your factor of negative 2 kan. You bring there, so you have to throw away your factor of negative 2. So that's why. So you after you simplify, then you will get the answer is negative 3 over 4. So, okay, so if you have 0 over 0 cases, so you have to omit your 0 over 0. Okay, clear? Okay, so the next questions will be the questions on the first principles. So if you still remember the formula of first principle when h approaches 0, the fx plus h minus fx over h, or sometimes so some of the students they like to write in this way, minus fx. Okay, so you have the marks if you find your function of f of x plus h, and this is the f prime. They substitute into the first principle formula. So here until here is your fx plus h. Okay, my negative. So this one is your fx over h. Okay, you simplify. Okay, and you take out your x. Okay, so the first mark they give you the function x plus h. This one is the correct first principle formulas. Okay, then this one. Okay, you simplify. Okay, J is that all in term of H. Maksudnya you get this. Okay, and then, okay, for another K is that, okay, after you simplify, so you substitute the H equal to 0, okay, into the limits here, and J is the final answers. Okay, this is 6 marks. Okay, so clear? Okay, the next questions is involve the means the local limit differentiations. Okay, so first of all, so you notice that this is the product. Okay, so you apply the log, the property when you have the product. So you have the log m plus the log n. Okay, so we apply this. So if you apply the product, okay, the rules, the property, so you get a mark. So you will get this. Okay, after that, okay, this one you can bring down the power. So we have the ln e, right? Okay, the value of ln e here is 1. Okay, it's 1. So you will have 2. This one also you bring down the power, so you have this 2 ln x plus x squared minus 5x plus 1. So this is another mark for you to apply. Okay, then after that another k, this one is you differentiate. So either one correct. So maksudnya yang ini you get 1 over x or you differentiate this one. J is the final answer. Okay, J is the final answer. Okay, boleh? Say this is how we do the. Ya. Ya, kenapa?
Kalau dalam kerja dia lain tapi dah faham.
You buat macam mana? You do what? You buat macam ni ya. You guna differential of the ln fx equal to 1 over fx dot f prime ni. You use this. If you use this, you understand what I mean? So you akan dapat 1 over s square e power s square minus 5 then multiply with the differential of this. This one you have to do product rule. Boleh? Boleh? It's the same mark sama. So this is why we advise you whenever we have the log limit differentiations, you see you can apply the property or not. You can simplify the questions. Okay, simplify the questions. Boleh? Boleh? Okay, good. Okay, so okay, we proceed to another question. So we will have the next questions on this. Okay, so you look at your these questions. Okay, so this one is the questions on the local maximum and local minimum. Okay, so you want to find the local maximum or local minimum. You take notes. They want to find the point. So make sure that the final answer you do in the point form. Okay, so first of all, so we know that the local one is does not exist. Okay, so you must look at the first derivative that you get, whether you include this case or this case. So if you do the first derivative, you get this. Okay, you notice that your f prime is a polynomial. Okay, polynomial x squared plus x minus 2. That means your f prime ini is always as z. Okay, is always as z for all the x which belongs to the domain of f. So maksudnya this case dia tak ada lah. So we only have this case. That's why we call the case only consider the case dy dx equal to 0. So you solve for it, then you will get your critical numbers. Okay, you have the 3 marks of this. First of all, you differentiate. Okay, and you let it 0. So you will get a mark. And you factorize and until you get your maximum or local minimum. So you need to test. Okay, so the question state that you must use the first derivative test. Okay, so again, I says that you must apply, use the calculator to test your sign. Okay, this one, you key in the function of alpha x squared plus alpha x minus 2, then you use the calculate functions. Okay, calculate function, so you put the value minus 3, so you get a positive, negative, and positive. So that means the increasing and decreasing here. So you will get a maximum point. There is a change of signs of the gradient, right? So ini decrease and increase. So ini adalah minimum. Dia ada change of signs. Okay, so that means the relative maximum point minus 2. So you have the 10 over 3 ini. Okay, how you get this? So you substitute 10 over 3 into the functions 1 over 3, 10 over 3 cube plus 1 over 2, 10 over 3 square. So you have another one. So you have two. One is the maximum and one is the minimum. So please state clearly. Okay, when you do the derivative test, also have to do clearly with the signs. Okay, complete like this. So you will get a mark K here. And J1 is the point, the answers of point, relative maximum point, and another J is the relative minimum point. Okay, so this is how we get, right? Okay, so we proceed to the next questions. Okay, simplify. They want to simplify this. Okay, so first of all, you will get a marks for multiplying the conjugates. Okay, multiply conjugates. Okay, so then you expand your conjugate pair. Okay, and you expand the numerators of 8 minus 5 sub 6 multiply with sub 3 minus sub 2. So you expand it one by one. So you have the marks of K here. Okay, K1 is the expand. Either lah, yang ini betul or this one betul. Okay. either one. Okay, then you try to simplify and you'll get the final answers. Okay, please make sure that you expand properly. So you may use the calculator to check whether you are correct or not. So you try to expand until you get this, then you take out a calculator, you try to expand. So you check, okay, whether you get these answers or not. This one, the first part, I expand this and this, I get this or not. And I expand set 3 plus set 2 and set 3 minus set 2, whether I get this. My check. Because if you make mistake somewhere here, so the following are going to get mistake. You won't get the answers for the final marks for the answers. So please do carefully. Boleh? Boleh? So you can easily to check. Okay? Okay, so another questions is the questions of z equal to minus 4 plus 3i. Okay, please take note. So this one, the argument is pi over 4. So please make the corrections of this. Okay, actually this statement, they want to tell you that the W is located in the first quadrant. That's all. Dia nak beritahu dia dekat first quadrant. So equal to 2 plus BI. Okay. So given that the modulus, still remember the formula of modulus? So it's the A square plus B square, right? The modulus. So you just put inside the formula of modulus, you get a mark here and you solve. Okay. This one you change to K lah. K, and this is the mark of J. Okay. So this is in the first quadrant. Okay, why we choose positive? You have to choose positive only because in the first quadrant, so this is the 2 and this is the B. So B should be positive. Okay, so who put plus minus positive 2, so you are going to get J kosong lah. So be careful. Okay, so another question is the modulus of ZW. So since you already have the modulus of W, so you just evaluate the modulus of Z. So you apply the property, the modulus of ZW equivalent to the modulus of Z multiply the modulus of W. So you will get the K1, J1 here. Okay, you get it? Boleh? Boleh? Okay. Okay, so then we go to another one. Okay, these questions, they say that by using the completing the square. Okay, so I think you still remember. So normally we apply the technique of big square minus the small square. Okay, the big square will be here. Okay, so normally, okay, I hope that you still remember. Okay, so if you have the 5, so you use the big square, x plus 5 square, you will get a big square. So you are going to subtract this. Okay, so minus with this is the 5 and 5. That's why you minus with the 5 square. So you will get a marks for this. So easily for you to do the completing the square. So again, I repeat, I use the big square minus the small square. So I will get the complete form of x squared plus 10x. Okay, then I rearrange. Okay, so and I take square root both sides. Okay, this one and this one are equivalent. Then the square root of x plus 5 square, so they are positive, so they are equivalent to the absolute of x plus 5. So this is how you show. This is how you show. Okay, hence they say that find the solution set. Okay, find the solution set of this. Okay, this is given. Okay, you rearrange, so you compare that, you'll get the R equal to 9. So you put inside this is the absolute form that you find just now. So you substitute in 9 here. So you will get the absolute x plus 5 less or equal than 4. Okay, less or equal than 4. Okay, so you will get this. So they ask you to solve. Okay, this is the case less n. Okay, less n. So still remember the definition. If I have the absolute of x less or equal than a, so I have to define as x less than a n. greater or equal than minus a. So we apply this. So in the solution, okay, in this, so I will have solution. So please make sure that you write an n here. So you get a b, one marks here, and you solve. Okay, so you must do the intersection. So you must do the intersections. So you must do the intersections and you write the solution set. So this is the solution set. Greater or equal than minus 9, less or equal than minus 1. Okay, less or equal than minus 1. Okay, boleh? Less or equal than minus 1. Okay. Okay, the next question is the rational inequalities. Okay, so please take note, don't cross multiply. Okay, don't cross multiply. So you move all the term in the left hand side. So when you arrange, so this one, be careful, you have a negative term here. So you multiply a negative both sides. Okay, you will get this, so you factorize. So this is how we get the mark. Okay, you do the equalized denominators and you shift all the term into the left hand side equalize until you get a quadratic form and you factorize. This one is you factorize. Okay, then you construct with the sign table. Okay, 9x plus 1, the 0 is the negative 1 over 9. So x, so this one is 0 here. And this one is this. Okay, so you are going to choose the region which are positive. So we're going to choose the region which are positive. So this is the positive. So you just copy down the zeros here. So minus 9, minus 1 over 9, 0. So this is the then circle, empty circle. So then circle, empty circle. So 2 to positive infinity. So this is the interval notations. So if you want to put the set solutions, so we will have negative 1 over 9 less than 0, union greater or equal than 2. Okay, boleh? Greater or equal than 2. Okay. Okay, so the next questions. So see, they give you the mark. This is the mark for the table. This is mark for the regions that you choose. Then this is the mark for answer. Okay, this is the marks for answers. Okay, so we proceed to the next questions. Is the questions on the functions. Okay, this is the, is the exponential functions. They ask you to show that the gx is 1 to 1. So you may choose the algebraic approach. Okay, this method is using the algebraic approach, or you may choose the graphical method if you are good in doing the graph sketching. Okay, so if I use the algebraic approach, so I must start. So I'm starting to give you a mark here when you let your gx1 equal to gx2 and you solve until you can you manage to compare or get the x1 equivalent to x2, and please make sure that you must write out your conclusion. So you must say that gf is 1 to 1 function. Only you will get the marks, final marks for that. Okay, so please take notes of this. Okay, so the second thing is that they are going to find the inverse. So you let your g of g inverse equal to x. So you substitute the g inverse inside as the domains of g. Okay, so you solve until you get the g inverse as the logarithmic functions. Okay, in the term of b. Okay. Okay, so since you are doing the graph sketching after this, so we may use the Okay, relation stat. So, okay, before I forget, so this is the mark that you get for this part. And the J1 is the another mark is for the marks for the answers. The G inverse. Okay, since the exponents, so for exponent, the domain is equivalent to the range of the G inverse. The range is equivalent to the domain of the G inverse. Okay, so if you look at the graph, so if the exponent e power of negative x, so you have something like this, from here until here. So turun dari sugar, it means that dia turun, Okay, so how this one is the way that you find your x-intercept. Okay, that means that at the x-axis, the y equal to 0. That's why you get the e equal to e power of 3. So if you have the x equal to e power 3, then you have another point for y equal to e power 3 because they are the reflection. Okay, so how we get the mark is that the very first mark r is the shape of is the shape of the gx should be correct. You mesti turun sugar, and this one is the shape of the G inverse should be correct. So ini adalah dia punya reflection, And finally the third mark you must label graph, and you must label the x-axis and y-axis as well. X-y axis, okay, and the xy intercept. Okay, you must label lah. Okay, all the graph including the axis. Only you will get 4 marks of this. Okay, clear? Okay, so we proceed to the next questions. Questions number 4. Another. Okay, so you are going to give you a square root. The square root function. State the interval for x is. Okay, so if you recall back what you have done in the chapter 5, so if you have the square root function, so that means your f ini must be 0. Okay, so what you have done is that, so you must trace for f to be defined. Okay, so you punya 2 minus x over 2 ini should be positive lah. So you'll get this. Okay, so you must write this. Okay, so that means that, so you punya 2 minus x over 2 greater or equal than 0. So you state this, you already get a mark. Okay, until you solve. And this is the answer for the, this is mark for the answer. So that means that if you want to make the f undefined, so your x should be less or equal than 4. Dengan kata lain, ini adalah dia punya domain. Okay, domain of f atau domain of f dia. Okay. Okay, so lepas tu dia nak cari inverse. So let the f inverse equal to x. So you solve, then you get your f inverse, get this. So how we give you the mark? So we start to give the mark here and the final answer. So here we don't have any mark. We give the mark for the final answer. And state is domain. So domain of f inverse, they ask you to show is equivalent to the range of f. So equivalent to 0 to positive infinity, because we know that is the square root. Kan kita belajar hari tu square root mesti always positive atau dia mesti greater or equal than 0 kan. Okay, paling kecil pun 0, square root of 0. That's why you will get 0. Okay, this is the mark for the domain. Okay, then the next question should be the questions on the finding the inner function. They are given you a composite. Okay, yang ini dia nak cari what is this. Okay, yeah, this one is easy. They find the inner G. So you just substitute the G into the as the domain of the X. Okay, so you squaring both sides, then you got this. Okay. So hence, okay, evaluate the G2. So baru you dapat the apa kembang tak apa, nak kembang tak apa, tak payah kot. Tak payah kembang. Tak terkembang pun tak apa. So lepas tu baru you ganti. So you will get negative 28. So nampak ke dek? You just do or write whatever is needed. Nampak? Dalam exam, you kena pandai lah. Skill tu, itu skill. Don't write too much. And don't write too less until you lose mark. Don't write too much until you no time. Boleh? Boleh ke? Boleh? So ini adalah a skill, a skill. So I hope that I showing you this, then you will know what to write, what not write. Boleh? Okay, so we proceed to next one. Okay, this is all about the vertical asymptote and horizontal. You still remember? So kalau vertical asymptote berlaku bila fx undefined, betul? Okay, horizontal asymptote will occur in the limit at infinity. Okay, so bila you nak cari vertical asymptote, if you look at this function, so dia ada denominator of x plus 1. Okay, so you pun estimate fx is undefined when the x plus 1 equal to 0, x equal to minus 1. X equal to minus 1. So, bila kita buat yang ini, okay, so when you have this, so kita estimate that is a vertical asymptote at x equal to minus 1. Okay, how we shows that it is a vertical asymptote? So, you kena cari infinite limit. Okay, so you test from the left and from the right. Okay, so ingat lagi last 2 weeks kan in the magic revision, so we do when x is less than minus 1. Okay, so bila saya ganti, saya akan dapat 0 negative. So negative 1 over 0 negative positive infinite. So ini adalah infinite. Okay, so bila is x greater than minus 1, so saya ganti kat sini akan 0 positive. So ia adalah infinite juga. So that's why it's a vertical asymptote. Okay, listen here. Okay, please make sure that you must start with x equal to. Mesti write x equal to. Why? Because vertical asymptote is a line. Okay, it's a line. So who says, who write the final answer? The vertical asymptote is minus 1 only. So no marks lah. Because you say minus 1 is a value, is a point. So bila kita cakap x equal to, different story, there's consider a line. Okay, boleh? Clear? Okay, so bila kita nak cari horizontal asymptote, okay, so whenever we want to find the horizontal asymptote, ini we look at here. So this is the case horizontal asymptote. So you find the limit at infinity. So we go to the negative infinity. We divide the highest degree, you get a 1. Okay, so because if you look at the number line class, so this is the minus 1. Here definitely is a positive infinity. Here is the negative infinity. The greater than minus 1 is the negative 2x over x plus 1. So less than is the x over x plus 1. Okay, boleh? So you have the limit minus 2x over x plus 1. So bila kita divided, okay, we get a negative 3 over 1 plus 1 over x, so we get the minus 2. So we have two horizontal asymptote. Okay, class. When you find the horizontal asymptote, you nak ada ke tak ada, you must get a constant. Okay, you must get a constant. Mesti value constant yang exit. Okay, then only you will have the horizontal. Hitam pula. Hitam kurang sesuai. Saya to highlight. Okay, so this is how we get the mark. Okay, K1 for negative infinity, J1 if you get both correct, mesti dapat 1, 1 dapat negative 2, and the J is the statements. Okay, J is the statement. Okay, boleh? Okay, so we go to another cases. This is the MD20. Okay, so the question number 6. Number 5, sorry. Okay, so please take note of this question. Okay, so since the question says that the what? The function is continuous at the point 0 to 6. So that means the function is also continuous at the point 3 and the point 5. Okay, so always consider the value given here. Okay, so you ada 3 point. I want to write. Okay, f is less than, so it's the 3 negative, 3 positive, 5 negative, 5 positive. Okay, so you pilih dia punya function dulu. For 3 negative, so it's a as square plus 2. So you substitute, you get 9a plus 2. 3 positive. Okay, kalau dia continuous, the most important thing is that you punya F3 ini mesti equivalence to the limit when x approaches 3 fx. Betul? Betul ke? Betul? Maka, you boleh compare ini dengan ini atau ini dengan ini. Up to you lah. You nak compare mana-mana. Yang different lah. Ini dengan ini. Jangan compare ini dengan ini. Sama. Boleh? The same line tak boleh lah. So you mesti compare the left less than 3 ini must be equivalent to the greater than 3. So you compare yang ini. Compare ini dengan ini. Okay, boleh? Then only you solve. So careful Yang ini, okay, untuk K ini you must be correct function Okay, sebab you akan compare dengan ini So you must make sure that your A square plus 2 ini mesti dekat 3 from the left. Okay, bx plus 1 ini mesti function pada 3 from the right. Jangan salah. Boleh? Then only you solve. Ini adalah you solve. And you get the answer of J. Okay, same case if you continue at the point x equal to 5. Maksudnya you punya F5 mesti sama when x approaches 5. So F5 negative. Bx plus 1. So equivalent to 5b plus 1. Limit 4 ini mesti sama dengan kalau 5. So F5 equal to 4. So maksudnya you mesti pilih ini. Maka so you punya. So you tengok you nak banding which one. So inilah mesti banding dengan ini. So saya akan banding ini dengan ini. Yang tulis yang merah ini kena tulis add on. So you punya kalau ini sama maka you punya limit so negatif mesti sama limit fx and x approach 5 positif. Okay, so baru you boleh buat. Okay, you akan buat selesaikan then you akan buat b 3 over 5. Boleh clear? Clear? Kalau dia continuous, this is the main This is the main statement, main condition. Sebab step kedua, kalau dia kiri kanan wujud aja, dia tak semesti dia continuous. Dia mesti langkah ketiga sampai F3. Okay. Sama, baru boleh. Okay, so another question, number 6, is the question on the log differentiation. Okay, so for these cases, okay, so first of all, you involve the log differentiation. So you apply the property first you bring down. So maksudnya yang ini you bring down dulu. Okay, then x square, x plus x square ln 3. Then only you differentiate. So sekarang ini dah jadi constant. Okay, so 2 ln 3x. So you differentiate k1, k1, j1. Okay, then you differentiate again second derivative. Ini adalah first derivative. Ini adalah second derivative. So you differentiate to ln 3. So you will get this. Okay, after that, substitute lah. This one here and this one here. Boleh? Then you solve. You get K1, K1. So ini adalah simple question. Simple questions. Okay, 6B is about the parametric differentiations. Okay, so parametric differentiations, first of all, you nak cari dy dx, so you mesti cari dx dt, dy dt first. So it give you 2 mark. Okay, you must multiply you use the concept of dy dt times dengan dt dx. That's why you get 2 plus 2t over 2 over 2t. So you simplify, you will get this. Okay, ini you may write it as this. Because you are going to do the second derivative, kan? Okay, so for the second derivative, if still remembers, so we normally use we differentiate the first derivative with respect to t and multiply with the dt dx. So kita akan differentiate, differentiate. Okay, so nampak ke adik? Dia differentiate ini. Dia jadi dia product tu. Satu U, satu V. And ini adalah dia multiply. Dia buat serentak. So ini differentiate U V prime plus the V U prime. Multiply 1 over 2 ET square. So you simplify until you get this. Okay, then baru you evaluate the value. When your T equal to, ini maksudnya T equal to ln 2. So you substitute your T equal to ln 2 in the equation. Okay, then baru you evaluate nilai dia. K1, K1. Okay, this is the proving questions lah. Okay, this is the proving questions that you need to do. Okay. Okay, then you have the question number 7 here. Ini adalah rate of change. Okay, if you look at the question number 7, so they give you the information set. Mana dia punya information? Okay, so the area of a circle. Okay, circle punya area adalah apa? Kalau you have the circle. Circle. R kuasa. Yes, very good. This is the R, right? The area of circle is increasing. So increase. That's why dia kalau dia increase, kalau you dah tengok video summary saya semalam, so 1.5 positif maksud dia increase. Okay, to the 3 is the rate of which the radial R is decreased when the area of, okay, so baru you cari, dia nak tahu dr dt berapa. Okay, bila you punya, bukan R bila AU adalah 2 Okay, so you nak cari. Okay, so from the informations given, so you have the area equal to 2. So pi R square equal to 2. So R square equal to 2 over pi R equal to 2 over pi. Okay, so ini adalah you punya pi. Okay, so maka from the formula area, okay, I think in the previous last week I already said that if you want to find the rate of change, so you must differentiate with respect to t both sides easier. So A, so you can write dA dt. So equivalent to pi r dr dt. Okay, 2 pi r dr dt. So dA dt adalah 1.5 equivalent to 2 pi. So you substitute your r inside, then your dr dt. So baru you dapat. Okay, baru you dapat. Boleh? This is the rate of dr dt. Okay, ini adalah 7A. Okay, so if you go to the 7B, okay, belum bagi makan. Okay, so A adalah, okay, you give the correct formulas. So this is the differentiate. Okay, and J is all correct. Maksudnya you mesti dapat macam ni exactly. Dapat J. Okay, then you substitute a value R to evaluate. Then you get your J here. Okay, you'll get your J here. Okay. Okay, good. And finally is the questions on the question number 7. Okay, class, this is the open box. Okay, so kalau dia open box, maksudnya ini adalah open. So, maksudnya dia punya space. So, S, X, Y sebab dia adalah square base kan? Kalau square base. So, maksudnya dia punya surface area, square base dia yang ini baru 1. So, yang ini XY ini ada 4. That's why ini baru 1 Okay, so from the formula volume, X times Y times Z, X times Y ini, X square, Y ini 216. So, you will get the Y in the X term. So, you substitute into the functions, equations that you get. So, you get a mark. Okay, and then you differentiate and let it 0. Ini mesti differentiate and let it 0. And you get the answer of J1. Okay, since they say that to be minimized, surface minimized, so you have to do the second derivative. So, ini adalah second derivative test. So, you differentiate. Okay, then you substitute your 7.56 ini kat dalam, you get a positive value kan? Positive value, so this is the minimum. So, baru you cari value Y dia, so dia punya dimension, mestilah you punya length time width time dia punya height lah. Okay, length width dia adalah X dengan X So, height dia adalah Y, 3.81. So, this is how you get your mark. K1 and J1. Okay, so you please kindly calculate how many marks that you get. And you write in front of the first page and you scan your make it right and submit into the Google Classroom before the due date. Okay, boleh? Boleh? I will give you the record video to you. Then if you cannot follow, you just play back your videos here. Boleh? And you submit to me on time lah, boleh ke? Okay, boleh? Okay, so thank you very much. Okay, bye. Nanti I will send the link in the Telegram. Okay? Okay. Okay, bye. Okay. Okay, bye.
Kalau kita punya jawapan sama tapi jalan kerja lain dapat apa?
Kena tengok air macam mana lah. Dapat boleh kot. Normally kalau jawapan sama dia boleh kot. Dapat you mark nanti you hantar the slide then I will check. Okay, okay, bye. Okay, bye. Okay.